So a very good afternoon to one and all. Good afternoon children. Welcome to the e-learning classes. So today we are going to discuss about intermediate first year economics, 6th chapter, theories of distribution. So our topic is theories of distribution. This is a very important chapter children, and in this chapter we have to learn only about the four important topics. So what is this lesson about? So this is a lesson about, it explains the contribution of each factor of production in the production process. Contribution of each factor of production. What do you mean by the contribution? Means there are four factors of production, are there children? Land, labor, capital and organization. Land, labor, capital and organization. These four factors are there children. So how these four factors are contributing towards the production process. So completely about when they contribute children, whatever the payment they got in the contribution, that we have to learn children in this theories of distribution. What are those four factors of production? Land, labor, capital, organization. We learn children about these four factors of production. Whenever we use the land for any production purposes, for any purposes children, what we are paying to that land? We are paying rent. So rent we can say as the payment for the land. So instead of payment, what we have to use the word remuneration. The remuneration that are paid for the land is rent. Followed by labor. When the labor works children, in return what labor gets? Labor gets salaries. Salary we call as wages. When we use capital children for like machines, like for purchasing tools, anything, when we purchase all these things by taking some loans, taking some finance from other areas, we have to pay interest. So the payment for capital is interest. The person who organized all the three factors of production called as organizer. This person, he take lands, he hire laborers, he takes capital children, he pays interest, and in return after the production and after the selling of the products to the market, the person gets either profit or loss. So what is the remuneration for the organizer? It is profit or loss. So what is the theory of distribution? The theory of distribution mentions about the contribution of four factors of production in the production process. And then what are the remuneration? That means what are the charges, rewards paid to this four factors of production. In other terms, we can say that the remuneration, that means payment that paid for the use of land, is called as rent. So now in this lesson, we have to discuss about the rent, wages, interest and profit. Instead of using the term land, labor, capital, organization, we have to use the word rent, wages, interest and profit. So let us children first start with rent. And in the rent children, the theories of rent are explained by classical economist and the modern economist. In classical economist, this theory was explained by David Ricardo, that what we are going to learn now. And in the modern one children, this theory is explained by Dr. Alfred Marshall and Joan Robinson. So, Ricardian theory of rent. Our topic is Ricardian theory of rent that we have to learn now. Now children, this is a Ricardian theory of rent. So, David Ricardo is an English economist of 19th century. He presented the theory of rent. So, in the words of David Ricardo, rent means it is that portion of the produce of the earth which is paid to the landlord for the use of capital and indestructible power of the soil. And indestructible power of the soil. What does it mean children? It means that rent is derived children, according to David Ricardo, it is calculated from children produce of the earth, produce of that land, and this rent is paid to whom? To that landlord who is giving you that land for the use for the cultivation purposes children, for the use of the capital and the indestructible powers of the soil. Once again listen it. Rent is that portion of the produce, whatever is produced from the part of that land, we are paying as a rent. To whom we are paying? We are paying to the landlord. For what? For the use of capital and indestructible power of the soil. So, what is the rent children? Rent, it shows the differential surplus. It shows the difference between the produce of the superior land to that of marginal land. Children, here what David Ricardo is telling that rent, how we are going to collect the rent? Rent we are collecting on the basis of produce. If the land is highly fertile, giving good cultivation, good production, to that land rent will be more comparing to the land that gives very least. That is called as marginal land. So to explain this one, David Ricardo gave one very good example, children, and this example also you are going to write in the examination. So the example, children, now let us discuss about the examination. This is an example that was given by David Ricardo. What the David Ricardo, he gave the example, children. He mentioned that on the basis of quality and fertility of land, on the basis of quality and fertility of land. Children, as you are all very close to the agriculture, you know very well that land that gives more fertility, that gives good cultivation, for that land there is a more rent comparing to the least one. Same example he is giving. What he is telling that, suppose due to the increase in population and the need for the food, a batch of people, what happened? They move to some other place and they settle in that place. Okay, so that batch of the people, they move to some place, we call that batch member as A group member now. For example, as an A group. So they go to some place and there they cultivate, children. When they cultivate, children, the cost of production means the total expenditure, the cost of production, children, they get it rupees 6,000. And with the cost of production of rupees 6,000, they get nearly 250 bags of the produce. They produce 250 bags. Okay. Now here the cost of production is equal to its revenue. Till now we can't say what is the rent for the A group. Why? Because with whom we have to calculate. For calculation purpose we have to come with the next one. Then in that area another group of people, they go and they cultivate some other area. Okay. When they cultivate the other area, they get the same cost of production, the same amount they have to spend, rupees 6,000. So when they cultivate that land with rupees 6,000, their produce is 200 bags. Now it is clear. A group, they are producing more comparing to the B group. There is a 50 bags difference are the children between the A and the B. It shows that A is a superior land, good land with good fertility, and B is a marginal land with less fertility. Still, if you want to go more, then another batch of group people, they go to the area, in the same area, and they cultivate a part of land. Same expenditure, 6,000 rupees. And the produce they get, children, 150 bags. Now I think it is very clear to you. C is getting very least comparing to the A. There is difference of 50 bags from A to B. There is difference from 100 bags from A to C. That means there is no rent. This is a marginal land. There is no rent arise on this one. There is a rent arise on this one. And there is a rent arise on this one. Now how? How are we going to do this one, children? How we are going to find it out about the rent? So about the rent, children, we have to start first from the C, from the marginal one. So in the C, children, we find that the total cost of production is equal to the total revenue. Now we have to find it out about the cost of production of a bag. 6,000 and 150. Now what we are going to do, children? We are going to divide now 6,000 divided by 150. So what we are getting, children? We are getting, children, 40. So what is that we got, children? Marginal amount is 40. So what we have to do, children? We have to calculate this 40 with everyone. So what is this 40? 40 into what is the difference between A and C? 100 bags difference is there, no, children? A and C, there is a difference of 100 bags. So what we are doing? So it is 100, divided by the 40. It's 100 into 40, children. So we are going to take like this, 100 into 40. So it is coming 4,000. It is coming 4,000. What is the difference between this and this? Just 50 children. So 50 into 40. It is coming as 2000. It is coming as 2000. So what we come to know, children? Here we come to know that there is no rent for C grade. The rent for the A grade children, it is depends on the produce, that is 400 and 4000, and now it is 2000. So when we discuss in this one in the diagram, so diagram comes like this. Like this, children, that is a value of, in the y-axis, value of output value we have to take it, children, followed by grades of the land. Followed by the grades of the land. A is, how much, children? A is 4000, followed by B, and then followed by, children, C. For C there is no rent, so this is 4000 for A group, children. So this is for A, shaded area is for A, children, followed by B. How much? B is half, that is 2000 for B, and for C there is no rent. So what do we understand, children, from this Ricardian theory? So simple one. How we calculate the rent? Rent is nothing but we calculate on the basis of production. If any land is having more production, that land members, they have to pay more rent, and the land that they are having the less production, they have to pay the less rent. I hope very simple topic, it is clear to all of you. Now based on this explanation, let us discuss about the assumptions of this Ricardian theory of rent. Let's children discuss about the assumptions of the Ricardian theory. The first assumption of Ricardian theory, that he is mentioning that there is a perfect competition in this theory. David Ricardo, he mentioned that there is a perfect competition in this in his theory of rent. Second one, land has no cost of production. That is the second assumption, that for a land there is no cost of production will be there. Okay, land is fixed in supply. That his assumption is, yes, that's true. Land we cannot take from anywhere, children, one place to another place. It is fixed in supply. Land is used only for cultivation is the assumption. That we can use land only and only for cultivation. And then followed by land differs in fertility. Yes, that's true. A, B, C grades land explain us that land differs. One land is not same comparing to the other land, differs in fertility. But these are the assumptions were highly criticized by the other economists. What they mentioned, that in agriculture there is no perfect competition. We cannot say that there is a perfect competition in agriculture, and on that base the first criticism they are proving. Second one, children, land have many uses. That's true, no, children. But the land we use only for cultivation, are we not using this land for industrial purposes, for construction housing purposes, for industries purposes, for construction of roads, for the construction of number of things? So the criticism is land have many uses. Then there is no original and indestructible powers of the land. So what they are telling, that according to Ricardo there is an original powers of the land, but they are telling that there is no original or indestructible power of the land. Land can also destroy. A good land can turn as a barren land after a multiple use of what you call pesticides and chemicals, also that science is proving to us. So they are telling that there is no original powers of the land. Okay, land can destroy also. So children, this is the Ricardian theory of rent. I hope it is clear. Only what you have to remember is, Ricardo has mentioned that rent on the land arises from its produce. The land that is producing more is having more rent. The land that is producing less is having less rent. This you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, so read the lesson, children. Go through the textbook. So by the time, thank you one and all. Thank you, children.